What if every dream you ever had wasn't just a random mess of your brain trying to entertain itself, but an actual trip into a parallel reality? That would mean somewhere out there you really did show up to school without pants. You really did fly through the sky by flapping your arms like a deranged pigeon. And yes, there is a universe where you did marry that celebrity after all. Every nap would be less about resting and more like business travel. People would stop saying, "I had the weirdest dream last night," and instead whisper, "I visited Universe 872 again, and honestly, their pizza is better." Therapists would be out of a job because instead of asking, "What does this dream mean?" they'd just shrug and say, "It means you lived it, Susan." Falling asleep on the bus would be risky because who knows, maybe you'd wake up in a parallel dimension where llamas are the ruling class and your bus driver is their emperor. Jet lag would be nothing compared to dream lag, where your body wakes up but your mind is still processing the fact that you just spent 8 hours being chased by a giant sandwich. Imagine the chaos at work. You come in Monday morning, sit down at your desk, and say, "Sorry I'm late. I was negotiating a peace treaty with alien dolphins." Your boss would just nod, because he spent the night running a medieval kingdom. Dating would get complicated too. People would brag not only about their vacations, but also about their dream lives. "Oh, you went to Paris? Cute. I spent last night leading a rebellion on Mars, and they made me their king." Even science would lose control. Physicists would try to map dream universes, but they'd have to rely on people who claim, "Yeah, I was a wizard again last night, and I'm pretty sure I invented infinite pancakes." Of course, the real problem would be remembering which universe you belong to. You might wake up and seriously question if your day job is real, or if your true identity is actually a professional dragon rider in Dimension 7. Alarms would become the worst enemies, not because they wake you up, but because they rip you away from being the chosen one 5 minutes before you save the world. Coffee shops would be full of arguments like, "No, Karen, you're wrong. I really did invent electricity last night. You just didn't dream in the right timeline." And the strangest part? Insomnia. People wouldn't complain about not being able to sleep because they're tired. They'd panic because it meant missing their nightly trip to another life. Somewhere out there, there's a version of you who finally got that six-pack. One who actually passed math, and one who still thinks wearing socks with sandals is a good idea. So, if dreams really were parallel realities, the only logical conclusion is this. When you wake up from that nightmare where you're being chased by a clown with spaghetti arms, just remember, it wasn't a nightmare. It was a business trip.